Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday, July 26, 2023. I am away, so this is a pre-recorded video. I hope you guys have been joining me every Wednesday. So for those of you who don't know me, I do a live video or a pre-recorded if I cannot make the live, but I try to have a video for you every Wednesday. I call it my Workshop Wednesday. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and today's project is a bath bomb box. That's a mouthful. Bath bomb box. So remember to share my video. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a thumbs up at the end. I'd appreciate it. Or share my video and you'll be entered in to win a prize. Again, this week I have some Stampin' Blends and a package of DSP. So once I return from my trip, I will go ahead and draw all the names for every week because I'm not going to be able to check them continuously. I have a lot going on. And I just want to wait till I get back and then I can see everybody who shared my videos and then draw for each week. So be sure and share, comment that you shared, and I will put your name into a drawing. But this week it's Stampin' Blends and a package of 6x6 DSP. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started. Here is our project. It's a box that holds a bath bomb. I got this bath bomb at a specialty store at the mall, but Walmart carries them, Target carries them, Amazon, I'm sure, carries them. I wanted to use the In the Moment stamp set because this is a really good stamp set because a lot of times we never just take time for ourselves. So this sentiment I thought was perfect. It says, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. So how else to relax other than a nice hot bubble bath? Which is funny because I use bubble bath as my main color. We are going to use the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. I wanted to use some fun colors, something bright and refreshing. This, I like the stripes too. There were stars, but I chose to go with the circles. There's all kinds of different patterns. Oops, a piece of paper. And I kind of thought this one reminded me of bubbles from a bubble bath. So you could use that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the circles, the different circles. We're gonna use the Time Warp type 3D embossing folder just to emboss our circle. We're also going to use the tailor-made tags for our tag. I already pulled the one out that we're going to use. We are going to use the Stylish Shape dies. I already pulled the circle out. Since this box wasn't very big, it was kind of hard, like you can't decorate it a whole lot, but that was perfect. And then I'm also using the 2 3/8 punch. This is a new punch that you can get. And I have an assortment of ribbons. We're going to use this one, the sheer ribbon combo pack, but I'm going to use the lemon lolly. I'm going to use the Essentials Baker's Twine, and we're going to use the white. And we're going to use Memento ink. We are going to use Azure Afternoon ink for our sentiment. This one's going to stamp our image, which I thought I had taken out, but I guess I didn't. But we'll get it. And then I got all kinds of Stampin' Blends. I like to color. Some people may not. So I have Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, Pecan Pie. These are the light blends, and Smoky Slate. Now I also used a 3/4 inch punch. This is retired, so you may or may not need to use it. I'll show you where I used it. And let's do our box first. And I'm gonna need to get a piece of, I thought I had for our image. But anyway, let's start with our box. So this is going to be, I got so much stuff around here, gotta get it out of the way. This piece is gonna be 9.5. Oops, let's get a 9.5 by 6 3/4. And make sure that when you're scoring that you have your cutting blade out of the way. When I made my original one, I cut it in half because I didn't make sure that my cutting blade was out of the way. So I'm going to use the Simply Scored. I've been finding lately that my scoring is a little bit better when I use this than the trimmer. And that's just me. You might be able to use a trimmer. So on the long side, which is the 9.5 side, we're going to score it at 2 1/4, then 4.5, 6 3/4, and then 9. So each section should be 2 1/4, except for, of course, this one, which is a half. And then now we're going to score the short side at 2 1/4 again. So all our squares, we want them 2 1/4, and 4.5 will be this one. So all of these squares should be 2 1/4. All right, so let me get this out of the way. And we will burnish all of these lines. And again, we got a lot of lines to score or burnish. And then we're gonna cut them. I always like to do 3D projects, so I hope you guys enjoy them. So we're gonna cut all these lines up. I'm using my bigger scissors because it's a long cut up. And at this 1/2 inch, we're gonna actually cut these off. So let's cut these at an angle. Cut that one off. I should have probably cut this one off first. Cut those off, and then now just cut these again. And again. And on these ones here, these are going to be your flaps that tuck in. So you can just cut them like in half. I'm not sure why my cardstock is bent right there. And then we're going to just angle these. And if you want them shorter, once you make your box, you can shorten them to see how they go in. I wish we didn't have to kind of waste so much. I'm going to actually cut it a little bit shorter. So let's like cut 3/4 off. Maybe like that. Okay, let's get this aside. So this is going to be your front. So I always put my front last so that it has a clean seam. So we're going to go with these ones. So we can put some liquid glue. My glue is like super runny because it's so hot, and like I guess the sun is melting it. We have our air conditioner on, but it's like it still gets hot. Well, and then my craft room, I have 2 windows right here in front of me. So we'll glue those 2, and then now we can glue these 2. And like I said, the front, I always like to have a clean seam, but you can do them however you like. So we'll glue that. Oops, glue that. Glue that. That's why I always put my lid on my glue usually right away, because it just runs out. I've had a runny mess at times. So there's our box. It was that easy. to put together. So where's our bath bomb? Here's our bath bomb. Let's put it in. And now we're going to cut the cardstock. So since all of these are 2 1/4, we're going to do them at 2 1/8. You could do them at 2 if you would like them. I always like the thin border. If you like a big, thicker border, you can. So 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And we are going to, need 5 of them. So you can get 4, 2 1/8, 4 out of 1 sheet of the 6 by 6. 2 1/8, 2 1/8. If I didn't have that little 1/8 in there, you could get 6, 2 1/8. So either way, even if you did the 2, let me see, 2 1/8. If you went 2, you would get more. I think I just said that. All right. So I'm a little silly today. My mind is all over the place. Because again, I had to pre-record this video because we have to leave out of town ASAP. And I wanted to get projects for you. So we're going to put one on the top. And then we'll just go around the 4 sides. If you want to put one on the bottom, you can. I kind of feel like nobody's going to see the bottom. Uh-oh, I must have put the wrong piece. Yep, I cut that one a little bit too small. But we'll fix that. And hopefully, I think I still have more of this circle one. So let's do this before I put it on. Yeah, this is 2 1/8. How's everybody doing? Just a reminder, share my video so you can be entered in to win a prize. I do that every week. Glue this one. My box looks a little wonky. Sometimes if you don't want it so thick, you can cut the, oh, that was a piece I didn't need. That's why it was small. It was a remaining, you know, if you don't want these so thick on the sides, you can snip them as well. My thing fell through. So what I did, here's where I used my 3/4 punch. And all I did was I punched, I need that out of there. I just did like a half circle. It kind of gets covered up with our sentiment or our circle on the front. So it's just so that they could snip it up, lift it up. But see, it gets covered by the circle. So let's go ahead and add our lemon lolly ribbon. I love these ribbons. I think these are one of my favorites. I don't know, I just like the colors. The Azure Afternoon, so pretty. They all are. Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly. There we go. Fix this up. Oh, I'm a little bit crooked. Oh well, I will fix it after. We will snip this here. We will, you know what, that's gonna bug me. Would that bother you that it wasn't straight? All right, now we got it straight. Oops, and I keep pushing my lid in. There, much better. Where is my little, pop this up, there. All right, so there is our box and our ribbon. We're gonna stamp our I need the circle, so we're gonna punch the circle. It's a 2 3/8 punch. And we're gonna stamp our sentiment on this piece. So if you were gonna need a piece of paper for this circle, I would say go about 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch. For this tag, I would say 3 by 1.5. And I still have to stamp my image. Like I said, I thought I had pulled it out, but I think I need to get it. Clean that off so we can get our image. Leave all that aside. We are going to go with this image. And I'll show you, I did the other image as well, so you can decide which one you want to do. We're gonna do this one. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna die cut the circle so then we can see where we want to put our image, because it's not gonna fit the whole image. So let's put this one here and we'll go right like that. If I went with a bigger circle, it wouldn't have fit. So wait, let's turn this one this way. And we're gonna cut those out. Is that straight? I'm trying not to stick my head inside the camera. I'll bump it so that I shake you guys all over the place. So we're cutting our circle. We cut our tag. And then now we need, oh, it just dropped that circle. So hopefully I don't need it. So I'm gonna switch my plates out because we're gonna emboss that circle. I just wanted to add some texture to it. So like I said, we're gonna use the Time Warp Type 3D and we're just gonna add some texture to that circle. Because you see the edges of the circle. So we can move this out of the way now. Let me get these other plates out of the way. And see, just to add some texture to it. A little bit of texture. And here's our image. Let me swap this one out. And like I said, we're not going to get the whole image on there. But we're gonna get the top part of her. Hopefully she's relaxing because she's reading and she's cuddled up with her dog. I miss my dog. And just like that. I ink it all up because I'm not sure what all I'll get, but there's our image right there. So now we're gonna use all of these blends. So I'm gonna start out and do her pants with Azure Afternoon, and I always go around with the dark first. I know I'm a little bit different. A lot of people, they'll start with their light. I like to go with the dark, and then if I have to go back around with the dark, then I go back around with the dark. Ooh, couldn't get that lid off. So we'll just color these jeans in, and these are her socks down here, and I'm just gonna leave them white. She's gonna have a white pair of socks on today. And let's go with the dark lemon lolly. We're gonna do her blanket. So blanket, so I just do the outlines, all the ones that are dark, the dark lines. And is this at the bottom? This is part of the blanket. And I need to look at my other image. In here, this is blanket. This is blanket. So I don't want to color the dog yellow. Although my golden retriever, he was yellowish. But this dog here, he reminds me of my grand dog. My daughter has a pit bull. And I'm coloring him the same colors. I got some grays, well, smoky slate, to make him look like her dog. All right, so now we're gonna do the pillows, and we'll start with the dark. Dark, dark, dark. And your lines don't have to be perfect because you're gonna fill them in with the light. I hope I'm getting everything. It's like so hot still. Hopefully by the time you guys are seeing this video, you have cooled down some because it's been warm everywhere. Okay, so what do we have next? So now we're gonna do, this is the darker of the lights. So I'm gonna do her face, her ear, her hand, and then I did the seam of the book with this dark, and then kind of just around here at the edges with the dark. Now we're going to use the light. I did not color the pages in, so we can just go with the light, blend those in. And there's our book. Now the doggy, we're gonna do his face, so these here around his nose with the dark smoky slate. I'm gonna do his ears, dark smoky slate. And then we're gonna do the rest of his body in light. Didn't wanna make him too dark and then you can't see him. But he's a little cutie. Are you guys dog people? We haven't got another dog yet because we've been traveling a lot. We have our 6 kids scattered through the United States. 3 on the East Coast, 3 on the West Coast. So it would be too hard for us to have a dog and have to leave him, and unless we drove everywhere. When we lived in Texas, we used to drive with our doggy all the time, back and forth from California to Texas. So her hair, I'm gonna color it with the light pecan pie. And then we're gonna add some dark, like highlights. There's the dark. Just maybe go over those lines, put a little bit of darkness in there. All right, I think our image is all done. Like I said, I like using all these Stampin' blends. Some people don't. So now we'll just add some dimensionals and put that onto the box. Well, let's layer this. See, you don't see much of the texture, but you know it's texture. It's better than just a plain circle. So I'm gonna put some dimensionals here on the box because I wanna make sure that I'm not covering that up. You know, I don't wanna put a dimensional on there, then they can't get in the box for their bath bomb. You wanna make sure that you're right at the edge here. I love that. And then now, here's where we're gonna use our white baker's twine. And we'll stick this through here. Oops, and then through here. There goes I pushed my lid in again. Let me see, how am I gonna do this? Put that over there. Put this over here. It's funny when you have the camera up there, you're limited in space. I'm always afraid I'm gonna bump the camera and knock you guys all over the place. And then just tie that like that. We will snip this. And I'm gonna pull this up again. I could have maybe made the box a little bit shorter so that it had a tighter fit and then maybe it wouldn't fall in so much. But there's our box. Look at that. How easy peasy my tags. Super quick and easy. How do you guys like it? What color would you color your dog? All right, well, be sure and share my video. If you're watching it on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and share my videos with your friends. Hopefully that they'll get encouraged to create something. If you want the PDF tutorial to this, join my email list. I will have it listed below on YouTube, above on Facebook. You guys all have a great day and join me next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.